Hey everyone, just want to get on here real quick. I know I'm going live, but it's only for 5 minutes. So as you come in, if you don't hear it all, just replay it back. But I want to get on here real quick and just encourage the woman who feels inadequate and you feel like your voice doesn't matter. Sometimes when we feel inadequate, we will shrink back. We will hide, we will cover, we will not speak up when we should. And so I just want to encourage you in that place. I was thinking about how when I was younger and I was a kid, I used to get picked on a lot because people would say my voice sounded like a white girl. And really, I guess I spoke proper, but they said it sounded like a white girl. So at a young age, I had already felt that my voice wasn't enough. I felt like my voice didn't measure up. It didn't measure up to people's standards. I actually began to hate my voice. I could not play back the sound of a recording when I heard my voice. I actually hated it. And the enemy planted a seed in my head from a child that my voice was just like, to hate it, to hate the tone, the sound of it, and to not feel like I had any value in it. When I would share my concern or share how I felt about something, a lot of times it was met with rejection. It was met with pain. And so I saw my voice equated to pain. My voice equated to confrontation. It equated to rejection. And so I want to encourage that person that may feel the same way, feel like maybe if I say something, I'm going to be rejected. If I say something, it's not going to be good enough. If I say something, I'm going to be wrong. And I just hear that you have to cancel that lie out. Sometimes just because people have not properly responded to us in a way that they should have, we have taken that moment and measured it by saying this is the value of my voice. My voice does not have value. And I want to encourage you in that place not to allow a moment or even moments. For me, it was moments throughout my childhood and growing up, even as an adult, that moments of times where I have voiced something and been shut down, been ridiculed, picked on, rejected. But I'm here to tell you, moments and even people do not measure the value of your voice. Your voice, it matters. It matters. Your voice is not depicted on whether someone accepts what you have to say or not, but your voice comes from a place of God. I believe God has given each of us a sound that is unique. And if God is calling you to something, just because you don't sound like the other person, it doesn't mean there isn't worth and there isn't a value in your voice. There's some things that I can say and someone can say the same thing, but because they're saying it to whoever they're talking to, that person can receive it. We have a sound that comes with our voice. We have a unique expression of God that comes with our voice. And even in a place of where you may feel like I'm uncomfortable, I'm hurt, guess what? You have the right to voice that. You have the right to say that I'm hurt. I don't feel good. This feels good or this don't. Or I believe this is wrong and I believe this is right. Your voice matters. And I just wanted to share how I was just thinking about Moses. We know when Moses is introduced in the scriptures, God meets him with a burning bush and says, I want you to go and tell Pharaoh to let my people go. And after all the excuses that Moses went through, he got down to really the root and said, you know what it really is, God? I stutter too much. I believe if I go to Pharaoh, my voice is not going to be effective. And honestly, I've always been this way. And I thought it was funny because Moses wasn't always that way. Moses, when he was growing up, he was trained, he was intelligent. It actually said he was mighty in words. He was mighty in his voice. He had powerful words. So what happened? What happened from the time where he was able to speak powerfully, but now when God meets him, he's saying, but I stutter. I trip over my words. Well, what happened was a moment where Moses was following what God said, but because he ended up doing something, outside of what God said. He ended up killing an Israelite when really he was just supposed to see about his brother. That the Israelites responded to him in a way that he wasn't expecting. They rejected him. They said that, oh, you're going to kill us too. And so because of him doing something that caused rejection, that caused people not to see him properly, he went and he hid. And then over those span of 40 years, he began to come up with this stuttering. And so I'm here to tell you, do not allow a moment or moments, even where you have messed up, even when you have said something that you shouldn't have said, don't allow that to define your voice. I believe your voice is attached to your identity. A lot of times we have a problem speaking up because it's something about how we feel about ourselves on the inside. It's something about the place that we're suppressing. We're also suppressing ourselves. We're suppressing our truth. We're suppressing our authenticity. But I'm here to tell you, you matter, so your voice matters. And and just as God still was able to use Moses, even after a bad moment, even after he had did something that was out of the will of God, he can still use you. He can still use your voice. So I just want to remind you and just encourage you, your voice matters. All right. That's it for today. I'm right at 5 minutes. I just want to encourage you and also tell you, go check out my podcast, Refreshing the Soul. The series this month is Refreshing the Inadequate Soul. Tomorrow, another episode drops called The Real You. We're dealing with the inadequate soul, those who feel like they're not enough. And tomorrow we want to get to the root of it. And I believe the root is the way you see yourself. It's your identity. And so I pray that this was a blessing. If it was, share it with someone because they need refreshing too. They need encouragement too. Okay, you guys? All right. Love you and enjoy the game tonight. All right. Bye-bye.